So, in February 2024, 19 new production facilities opened in Russia. Russian industry had a good start to the new year, adding 4.6% in January. In February, 19 new enterprises and workshops were opened in Russia with investments of more than 100 million rubles each. Smaller productions were not included in the review, and there are many of them too. Most of the capacity was again put into operation in the machine building sector, 7 facilities. Also noteworthy is the launch of 4 enterprises for the production of construction materials and 3 facilities for the production of electronics. So, a plant for the production of concrete blocks and curbstone began work in the vicinity of Yanakivo, DNR. According to the company, the process of producing concrete blocks and curbs is ongoing. The average production process is almost completely automated and is divided into 2 units, concrete and curbside. The first is capable of producing up to 30 cubic meters of mixture per hour. The second, for the same time, makes 170 slabs. A new aluminum alloy plant was opened in Ingushetia. It was opened at the Aliyurt Industrial and Investment Site. Commissioning of the enterprise will create about 70 jobs. The plant is part of the REIT group of companies producing aluminum profiles and is a member of the Aluminum Industrial Cluster registered in the Register of the Ministry of Industry and Trade of Russia. The project budget amounted to over 500 million rubles. The plant will be the main supplier of raw materials to REIT companies for the production of aluminum profiles. Resonant launched the first workshop at its new plant in Zelenograd at the Alabushev site. The assembly line was designed and manufactured by expert group from Taganrog by order of Resonant. First of all, the plant was set up to produce single-sided and double-sided printed circuit boards and to assemble electronic modules. At present, an additional line of assembly and assembly production as well as areas for the production of multi-layer printed circuit boards are being set up and prepared for launch. Software for controlling and integrating equipment into the production environment. This year's venture was developed jointly by Resonita's IT specialists and SMT Tech from Moscow, which will provide technological support for the project and the development of specialized software for managing production processes. Investments in the new project amounted to 2.2 billion rubles. A new production facility for laptops, servers, and printers has been launched in the Moscow region. It was launched by F Plus Holding in the village of Valishchevo. This is the Domodedovo urban district. The new site will produce up to 500,000 devices annually, including laptops, servers, printers, smartphones, and more. The area of the enterprise is 25,000 square meters. Investments in production exceeded 1 billion rubles. The new facility is designed for surface mounting, developed by Platt, as well as full-cycle product assembly, software flashing, device testing, packaging, and order picking. In the future, the holding plans to localize plastic molding and metal stamping at the new site. Ryazansky Industrial Park has started to produce servers. The complex has an area of more than 7,000 square meters. It produces domestic high-performance open-yard servers. The equipment will be delivered to all regions of our country. Granat Biotech continues to expand its production in the Special Economic Zone of Dubna, Moscow region. The company launched the second and third lines for the production of vacuum tubes under the Actifine brand for the collection, storage, and transportation of venous blood. The capacity of the new production is up to 80 million pieces per year. Thus, the total annual output rose to 180 million pieces. Investments in the expansion of the plant exceeded 300 million rubles. Production of high-speed elevators was launched. One of the largest electrical engineering companies, MEL, has opened a new production facility for high-speed elevators in Moscow's Galyanova neighborhood. The production capacity of the new shop will allow to annually produce up to 1,000 high-speed elevators with a speed of 4 meters per second. The annual volume of manufactured products of the enterprise will grow almost 1.5 times, from 2,700 to 4,000 units. In addition, 85 people will be able to find employment here. Investors. The minister invested more than 1 billion rubles in the project. Rosselmash launched a new agricultural machinery plant in Taganrog. It will also produce trailed, mounted, agricultural and utility equipment. The first phase of the plant was launched by Clever, a subsidiary of Rosselmash. The new production facility is located on the territory of the former Taganrog automobile plant. The cost of the project is over 2 billion rubles. Stupinsky Chemical Plant completed the implementation of an investment project, within the framework of which 3 new production lines were launched at the enterprise. 2 lines for cosmetic and sanitary products, and 1 line for thermal labeling. 586 million rubles were invested in the launch of 3 production lines. The realization of the investment project will allow to increase the production volume up to 175 million pieces per year, as well as to create more than 30 new jobs at the enterprise. Khabarovsk resident launched a workshop for the production of wall blocks and concrete. It is planned to produce annually 3 million hollow screen blocks used in the construction of walls or an equivalent amount of paving stones, as well as 36,000 cubic meters of ready-mix concrete. About 100 million rubles were allocated for the realization of this promising project, which allowed not only to launch production, but also to create 44 new jobs. CNP Rus realized an investment project for the production of industrial pumping stations in the Esipova Industrial Park. The plant is running at full capacity. The Ministry of Investment, Industry and Science of the Moscow region specified that the plant's products will be used to increase the pressure of water pipes in apartment buildings and business centers. The volume of investments in the implementation of the project in the Yesipov Industrial Park amounted to 100 million rubles. A new pipe production facility was opened in the Tambov region. It was opened by a company called Metal Service. They launched a production line for large cross-section round and profile pipes. The enterprise will allow to produce 120,000 tons of products per year. 2.5 billion rubles have been invested in the project. The automated line at this 700-meter-long facility is operated by only 10 people. A workshop for the production of industrial robots opened in Chelyabinsk. It was given the name Robot Factory. CKPZ engineers have developed robotic manipulators in 3 types of sizes, with lifting capacities from 30 to 120 kilograms. The machines are designed for maintenance of work centers, machine tools, conveyors. The main customers of the new shop will be plants in the Chelyabinsk region. So far, the plan is to produce 600 robots of different kinds per year, and at full launch to produce up to 1,000 robots annually. The sequel follows. A foundry was opened in the village of Novi, Vodkinsky district, Udmurtia. The Novi foundry and mechanical plant began operations there. The production facility will manufacture component blanks for trucks and trailers. A plant for the production of blocks for house construction was opened in Chuvashia. From the company's conveyor belt, the blocks come off ready for transportation to the construction site, where they are installed on the foundation. The room block that the factory produces is 80% complete. The enterprise received financing worth over 100 million rubles from the Industrial Development Fund of the Republic. Thanks to the new production in Chuvashia, we'll be able to build up to 140,000 square meters of housing per year. The first house on the technology of volume block construction will be erected in Novochevroksarsk. Roselmash, with the support of the Industrial Development Fund, opened a new transmission plant in Rostov-on-Don. It will produce automatic and mechanical transmissions, axles and gearboxes for tractors, combines, and road-building machinery. The capacity of the enterprise will allow to produce annually enough components to manufacture about 3,700 tractors of all series. As a result of the first development phase, the transmission plant has combined the existing divisions and the new production of shafts and gears, which is the most important process step in the manufacture of transmissions. The plant occupies an industrial site of 70,000 square meters. At the first stage, more than 100 units of technological, control, measuring, and laboratory equipment were installed. About 20 pieces of additional equipment are expected to be delivered. Total investments in the organization of production exceeded 10 billion rubles. A new shop for heat treatment of parts for high-precision projectiles was launched in Izhevsk. New workshop of 2,000 square m is designed for installation of more than 20 vacuum and tempering furnaces for heat treatment of blanks of future projectile parts. All equipment is equipped with modern software, which allows to automate the heat treatment process and more accurately control its parameters. At the Kalashnikov plant, this is the third site launched at the high-precision production facility since last year. A new production facility was put into operation in the industrial zone of Kirov district on Melnikny Street. It is a building of variable story with a total area of almost 6,500 square meters. The developer of the new facility is LLC Omsk Plant of Innovative Technologies, Energomash. The company specializes in boiler equipment and boilers and has a diverse range of supplies. Evraz Steelbox has commissioned a plant for the production of industrial folded roofing in Yaroslavl. Investments in the project amounted to about 100 million rubles. The capacity of the enterprise is 900,000 square meters. It is noted that the equipment for the production line is designed and assembled in Russia. A total of 19 new productions opened in February 2024. Of these, there are 6 particularly large production facilities with investments of about 18 billion rubles. The total announced investment amounted to more than 20 billion rubles. If we look at the sources of investment, it is all Russian capital, but there are no foreign enterprises.